What's going on, guys? It is Bernardo, and yes, today we are continuing our Docker desktop journey, and it's all about building out our Docker file as well as our Docker ignore file. Yes, those two things. So let's get right into it. All right, so today is all about building out our Docker file as well as our Docker ignore file. Now, the image that I am going to be using within my Docker journey would be Ubuntu, because that is my first distro and I've been using it for the longest and I kind of understand it somewhat, right? So last time we left off here. Hopefully you guys checked out that video to get this up and running, Docker desktop application installed within Windows 10. You could also install it within Windows 11, but I have a Windows 10, so why not? We need to click on start and we need to type in CMD, and we are going to basically just click on open, not run as an administrator. Click on open. From here, we are going to create a directory. So we are going to use the following command: mkdir and the name of the folder, which would be that. We are going to hit enter, and that will create the folder for you. Now, to get into that folder, we need to do cd change directory and the name of the folder, and then hit enter, and then you're now inside that directory, which is great. You need to be part of that directory, so when you run the Docker file or the Docker command to pull down the image and then create everything, your container, and you need to be inside that folder. Now, we are going to click on start. We are going to type in Notepad. I'm not going to click on Notepad++, but I'm going to click on the regular Notepad. Click on that. And we're going to type in the following. Now, at the very end of the video, I'm going to explain everything. I'm going to explain what's happening within the Docker ignore file as well as the Docker file, because I have notes. I got a lot of notes. I got notes. I'm trying to really learn this because I really enjoy using it, because again, it's a quick solution when you need something up and running quickly. So this right here is our Docker ignore file. So we need to save it. So let's click on file. We're going to click on save as. We are going to actually go into the folder that we created using command prompt. And we are going to change the save as type to all. And we're going to give the file name the following: period, Docker ignore. That's it. Period, Docker ignore. That's it. Click on save. Now, we're going to click on file. We're going to select new, and we're going to enter the following. This right here is going to be our Docker file, which at the very end of the video, hopefully you guys stay tuned for that. I am going to explain everything line by line, because, that's the way I'm going to do it. We need to save the file. So we're going to click on file. We're going to click on save as. We're going to drop it into that folder that we created. Make sure you drop it in there. For the save as type, we're going to click on the drop down and then select all files. Now, the name for this particular file would be Docker file, capital D. Make sure you got the capital D. I learned the hard way. If it's a lowercase d, it won't work. I don't know why, but capital D is the way to go. Right? And then click on save. Now, I did make a mistake. At the very top of the notepad, you will see that the extension is .txt. Make sure that you remove the .txt and make sure it's no extension. It has to be Docker file. Let's go back into our command prompt. And that's it. Right? I'm going to leave it right here. At next video, we're actually going to run a command within the command prompt to start pulling the image. It's going to start talking to the Docker file to pull the image and then create everything that we are going to go over right now, because I want to explain what I did within the Docker file. So let's get into that right now. All right. So hopefully you guys stay tuned to the very end of the video, because we are going to go over those two files that we just created. So the first one would be the Docker ignore file, .docker ignore. And the first line, again, I have my cheat sheet, so I'm just going to cheat on this one. Now, the first line is .git. This exclude the Git repository metadata folder, prevents comment history, branches, and configuration files from being copied into the image. Line 2 is the node underscore module. This exclude the node.js dependencies installed locally. Best practice is to install the dependencies inside the container. Number 3 is underscore py or Python, right? PY, short for Python, cache underscore. It's actually not underscore, it's just line, right? So you're holding the shift key and you're hitting the dash to get the double lines. This excludes the Python bytecode cache directories. Okay. And the last one is star, which is a wildcard.log. This excludes any file, including in the .log. Prevents build logs or runtime logs from being added to the image. You don't want your image to be bloated. You want to make the image as small as possible because it will run efficiently and faster. That's what I've learned. Now the long one, this is a 2-pager. This is the Docker file. So what's what? So number 1, super simple. Anything that you see a hashtag like this, that is a comment. Number 2, this is telling, Docker what type of image we are pulling. We are pulling Ubuntu 24.04. I had a brain fart right there. I think you could also add latest and it will pull whatever is the latest out there. Number 4, it is a comment. Number 5, I am actually setting the default user to root. I didn't really need to do this from my understanding. For when I did a little bit more research, by default, when you're creating a Linux image, it logs into root. So me doing this, you don't really need it. I even wrote it here for the comments. Number 7, another comment, 8 and 9. 8 and 9, this basically tells Debian and Ubuntu tools to not open into an interactive prompt, which is number 8. Number 9, we are setting up the time zone environment variables. Another comment on number 11. For number 12, we are refreshing the package index metadata. For 13, we are upgrades already installed packages to the latest and greatest compatible version. For number 14, line 14 right here, number 14 installs listed packages but skips recommended. Basically, when you skip the recommended, it keeps the image really small. Again, efficiency is key when you're dealing with these containers and images. Number 15, this is for the TLS root certificate. So tools like curl or git can verify HTTPS. Number 16 right here, you're pulling down Git, Vim, as well as Nano, which is a editor, as well as the utility less. 17, you're pulling more utilities down like ifconfig, all the net tools that you need. I'm kind of remembering this stuff, using ping and all that other stuff with that. Number 18, build essentials. Compilers and build tools. This is handy for building native, applications within your container. Number 19, we're pulling down the utility to extract zip files. For number 20, this actually adds the repository for related helpers to manage the PPA repository. Number 21 through 25, right? 21. So 21 to 25, all this right here is actually, you're setting up your system time zone. And number 26 is comments. And 27, this is a cleanup. Cleaning up basically all the default packages, index cache that you have pulled down from everything that you've done on the other commands. 31 is you're setting up the locale. 32, line 32, is you are setting up the default working directory. And last one, line 32, is basically the default command when the container runs without an override. It starts interactive, the bash shell, which is good. So that's the breakdown. Now, I know I went pretty fast, but if you guys want a copy of this, let me know. It breaks down everything with this particular file, as well as the .docker ignore. Those are all my notes. If you want a copy, just let me know at the bottom and I give it to you. And that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.